Howdy everyone, this is Mopbot, this is the Diamond Society, and welcome back to episode number 125! The last episode has not even come out yet, so I have no idea how well it did, but I was super excited to get right back on here and keep playing now that I have so much extra free time versus between 124 and 123. Very happy to be back here. This is what we did in last episode. We've got this auto storage unit, absolutely massive and insanely incredible. I love this design, Tango Text design, and it works very well. We've got all the items sorted around the front, and we have multiple items in each chest, which is absolutely beautiful. If you haven't seen the last episode, I encourage you to go check it out, but we demonstrate how this thing works, and it's absolutely incredible. So let's grab a piece of this. So let's take 2 mossy cobblestone, and then let's see. So items come in, they start at this top one, they go down, they go back up to the top of this one, they go down, and it looks for the first available spot. So when we put these in here, this should go up to 27. So let's go ahead and stick them in the input chest. You'll see some redstone back here start to pulse as soon as it gets entered into the system. There you go. That looks super neat, super sci-fi. And then it's going to go for a little bit longer than we actually need it to, but that's just to make sure that all of the items get through and nothing gets stuck. I don't remember which one it was from. This one. Okay, so we're right back up to 27 right there. And as you can see, we have multiple items in each chest. We don't have to do any filtering back there. Absolutely love it. And in today's episode, it is time to start building a structure up around this. We're not going to leave all this redstone exposed like this. I'm thinking here we're probably going to have a staircase that goes up and around and then turn this area up here into sort of catwalk type thing. So the entrance to this is going to end up being over here somewhere, but we're not going to get there just yet. And if we go ahead and grab some andesite here, so the trick with this is we do need to leave one item in every slot at all times. So let's go ahead and grab that, or at least before we enter any new items in there. So I'm thinking we're going to have a wall right here to block off that, and then we're going to have our staircase starting here. I think that's going to be 5 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means we're going to have to get rid of this probably. But that's where the other wall is going to be. So we'll continue this floor out here. We'll do that. We'll do the same thing over here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that's going to go right there. And then we're going to have a staircase that goes up. Somehow, we're going to have to do this pretty carefully so that it can actually come out up there. And then right where I think that top andesite block is, we're going to have some half slab that's going to go across. And we're going to have a little walk go back around there and then back over here. And then up there, we can do a whole bunch of other stuff. And with the stairs now in place, we're starting to get some pretty cool shapes going on here. Now, as you see, we have this wall covering up that redstone. So people who were complaining about lag before, that should be no more. At least once we get all of the sides covered, that should be the case. But that's, of course, the ultimate goal here. So we have 2 grand staircases on both sides here, and they come out up here and then just wrap around the side. And then they go along the sort of catwalk area that we discussed, wraps around and comes back down to the other one. And from up here, this looks pretty cool. I really like how this looks up here. We do need to extend the floor out a little bit to the staircase, and then because we want to make it symmetrical to the other side, we'll probably have to go just a little bit past, but that's totally fine. We can push the entrance over here back just a little bit if we have to. Okay, so we've started to beef this out a little bit by adding some walls there. Very much like how this is coming together, and then we've got archways going across both as well, and I think I want to use some more of those in this build. I absolutely love that. These are some small ones. I'd like to use some bigger ones, but anyway, we also bumped out the floor a little bit, and it's not entirely symmetrical. The floor down there ends right after the square part, and down here we end right after the line part. So it's not perfect, but I think it's pretty close. It's not really that big of a deal in my opinion. We do have to bring this in 2 blocks to make it work, in which case I think it would just be too sharp coming off of here, or we have to bump it out another section of this part right here, and that would just be way too long. It would protrude way too far, I think. So this is kind of a happy medium in exchange for perfect symmetry, but you know what? I think it totally works. And that will also be perfect because we can come back here, we can run all the stuff right over here into this hopper, and then it's going to pipeline right through here. It's going to go up, start filling from the top, and come down. So we can use that whole silo right there just for sugarcane. All we have to do is fill it up, and it's going to continue filling right into there. We have enough chests where we can just use 2 full rows, and it's not going to be an issue. So I've just kind of come up with this design off the cuff here, but we have the standard sand with the piston up to and over one with the water behind it for the sugarcane. Still need to get some of that, by the way. But then different, we have up here this observer, which powers some redstone behind it, and then we have all the fences next to that observer, or sort of diagonally to it rather, to hold all of the sand for the next layer, and then that results in us having this sort of zigzag pattern here. So they're all the same length. They are, I think, 11 across, or maybe 12 across. I forget exactly just how big it is. And then that's there, and then this one down here is back over to here. So we don't have to eliminate one per row or anything. It just staggers down, and I'm thinking we're probably going to add a fourth one down there, and that'll give us a pretty good number of plants. And then we can just run it right off to the side and back into the line down there. All right, so I came back over here to the spawn town to grab up some sugarcane, and I noticed something. This is new. I haven't seen this before, and if we come out up here, this is a, I guess you could call it a memorial to the 2019 UHC champions of the Lionheart Legacy UHC. So congratulations to our team there. I'm not sure what's supposed to go over in that one. Maybe that's awaiting the 2020 Lionheart UHC. But anyway, like I said, congratulations to our team for taking on that victory. Absolutely fantastic to see. And another new build. This is the beginnings of Ginger Beard, not Gingerbread. So that is a brand new member to the server. Go ahead and follow the Discord link in the description below, and you'll see the channel there along with all the other members on the server. Ow. There we go. Okay, there's nothing along back. I wasn't quite sure. That looks pretty neat over there. I like that. So we got all of the sugarcane in there now. We also started on doing some of the chests down there, and we got the fourth one in on the bottom. So now we just got to add some glass here so that when these get harvested, they don't land up here. They can just hit it and go right down to the bottom. And then we're also going to have to add some blocks over here. And it doesn't really matter what we use, because once we put the glass here, we're not going to be able to see down there and see what's back there. It will not be accessible at all. So we can really just use anything, and then we just have to route it right back over into the hopper down below. Every season, I say we're going to change up the palette. We're not going to go for primarily andesite. And I started off really, really well. We are using bone blocks. We're using concrete. We have these polished blocks down here. And then we started using a lot of andesite. And now we're back to our roots of building with a ton of it as well. Got away a little bit from it last season. But I mean, the season before that, we built an entire castle out of it, and it looks like it's going to be a primary building block again. So definitely got to focus on bringing in some more blocks, more of that quartz, some more of those bone blocks. Anyway, I went looking for some leather. I found one herd of cows over like an hour. Depressing, but we had some to begin with, and then I also came across a couple of abandoned ships and was able to get some books that way. So still not nearly enough, but it's at least a start. And by stepping back, you can see it in most of its glory. Half of it, at least. We can see the top half from back there. I actually should probably run a block across the top there, because we did get some caught up there. Now, once in a while, we do get this happening where we'll get maybe half the batch all stuck there. Now, part of it is because it grows over. It goes over the top, so those top ones don't actually get pushed out. They just fall straight down, and that's only an issue with the top row. So I guess we could do something like this where we have the fences there. I'll worry about that mostly when I cap this off, but for the other ones, it's really not much of an issue. And I actually thought this was not working at all until I discovered that there was a bug in my system back here. There were 2 missing pieces of redstone on the top of that column right there, which meant that everything would get into this top dropper and it wouldn't go anywhere. It would just sit in there. So we were starting to get backed up and nothing was dispensing through, but that's all fixed now. We got a lot of sugarcane coming through. So has there been a harvest? Okay. So one of them must have gone off, and we're almost done filling up this extra row, or this first column here on the left rather. So once that's done, we can go ahead and do that one, and then we'll be pretty much totally on the way. Like I said, we do still have to enclose that, and I need to find out how we can get a bunch of leather to start working over there, but we'll worry about that in the next episode, because for now, that is all we're going to be doing for today. Anyway, hopefully y'all have enjoyed. Go ahead and subscribe for more, and I'll see y'all next time.